All right, let's talk about a really big, kind of sneaky problem in the world of AI. What happens when your super smart artificial intelligence, well, starts getting old? Not the AI itself, but its knowledge. We're going to dive into how we can keep an AI's brain from getting totally out of date.
I mean, just picture this. You hire some world-renowned expert. They walk in, and they're carrying a textbook from like 10 years ago. You'd be worried, right? Well, that's exactly the problem with a lot of AI agents out there today. Their textbook is their knowledge base, and if it's old, their so-called expertise just melts away. And this really gets to the core of it. The world doesn't stand still. Data is always changing. New information pops up, old facts get updated, some stuff just becomes totally irrelevant. For an AI, this isn't just some minor inconvenience. No, it's a critical flaw. It's the kind of thing that can make it completely fail at its job. So this brings us to what we can basically call the AI's aging problem. And again, it's not the code that's getting old and creaky, it's the knowledge it relies on that's going stale.
So, what are the actual consequences here? Well, imagine a financial AI giving you stock tips based on last year's market data. It wouldn't just be unhelpful, it could be, well, financially catastrophic. That's the real risk. An AI that's confidently giving you information that is dangerously out of date.
And that potential for disaster really shines a spotlight on the high cost of stale data. We're not just talking about a little technical glitch here. This is a problem that can have a huge real-world impact. And look, the difference is just night and day. When you feed an AI fresh, current data, it's sharp, it's accurate, it's something you can actually trust. But with stale data, oh man, performance just tanks. The AI becomes less helpful, it spits out wrong answers, and pretty soon you just stop trusting it altogether. The bottom line is really simple. Data freshness is everything when it comes to AI performance. Okay, so that's the problem. How in the world do we fix it? What we're really looking for is a kind of fountain of youth for our AI, a way to keep its knowledge perpetually young and fresh.
And I think that metaphor is just perfect. The whole idea isn't just to, do a simple data update. It's about truly rejuvenating the AI's knowledge, making sure it stays powerful, relevant, and on top of its game. But here's the thing. This isn't some kind of magic or myth. It's actually a set of very real, very practical processes. These are the serious engineering steps you have to take to make sure your AI agent is a valuable tool today, tomorrow, and a year from now.
So, what are these secret ingredients to this fountain of youth? Well, it really all boils down to 3 key techniques. They all have to work together to keep that data from going bad. And here they are: versioning, expiry, and embedding refresh cycles. Now, each one of these does something very different, but they're all absolutely vital. So let's break down what each one actually is. First up, versioning. The easiest way to think about this is like a save history or version control for your AI's brain. It lets you keep a record of every single change made to the data. Why is that so great? Well, if a new update suddenly makes the AI start acting weird, you can just hit the undo button and roll it back to a version you know works perfectly. Super useful. Okay, next up is expiry. And this one is just brilliant because it's so simple. You literally put a use-by date on your data, just like a carton of milk. This is perfect for information that has a short shelf life. Things like a weekend sales event or a temporary schedule. Once that date passes, the data automatically gets tossed out, so the AI doesn't use it anymore.
And finally, we've got embedding refresh cycles. Okay, this one sounds a bit more technical, but trust me, it's absolutely crucial. You can think of embeddings as the AI's internal mind map of how different ideas and concepts are connected. When you add new info, that map can get all jumbled up. So refreshing the embeddings is like giving the AI a chance to redraw its map, making sure its understanding of all its knowledge is up to date and, actually correct. So just to recap real quick, versioning is your safety net. It tracks all the changes. Expiry is the cleanup crew. It automatically gets rid of old, useless info. And embedding refreshes, well, that keeps the AI's actual understanding of the world current. You put them all together and you got a seriously robust system for keeping your AI's knowledge in tip-top shape. But doing all this isn't just about regular maintenance or digital housekeeping. It's actually about a much, much bigger goal: building an AI that's genuinely smarter. And honestly, this is the big takeaway here. These processes, versioning, expiry, refresh cycles, they are the absolute key to building a truly intelligent agent.
This is what separates a static tool that just recites old facts from a dynamic system that can actually learn and adapt.
And what do you get at the end of the day? Well, you get an AI that gives you accurate, reliable information. And because its info is better, it can make smarter decisions. And because it makes smarter decisions, its overall performance just gets better and better. It's this awesome upward spiral. Good data hygiene leads directly to a smarter, more capable AI.
So, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. As these AI systems get woven deeper and deeper into our daily lives, our biggest challenge isn't just making them more powerful. It's making sure that as they evolve, they're actually growing wiser with new knowledge, and not just growing older with a bunch of outdated facts. And figuring that out, that might just be one of the most important jobs we have ahead of us.